Okay, we are on. I'm on time, guys. I'm sure you're all gonna be late because you expect me to be late, but I'm on time today. So, just saying. We are sitting close again today because you need to see the handle wraps nice and close. So, yeah, so you're close again. So, sorry for the up close and personal. Hi, Stacy and Erica. Yeah. So we are going to do a couple different handles of stuff that I had around. I know some people are asking for some fancy things, but I don't have like the supply. Someone was asking for gauze or something, but I don't have that in my house. So I can look through that list again, and if I can get a hold on it, then I will do that for you guys. Let me also say, all of the wraps that I'm doing right now, they do not match the bouquets that I'm actually wrapping. I just have a whole bunch of bridesmaids for a wedding I'm doing, and I'm just gonna do those. And so it does not match at all. It's just, I picked bright colors so everyone can see very clearly. So I have like blue and red ribbon. Again, it's not matching what I'm doing, so don't think I'm crazy. But it's just in order to have a bunch of bouquets that I could practice on. So I have a bunch of bridesmaids in a bunch of different colors. And I'll just wait for a few minutes, and then I will tell you the supplies that I'm using. Yeah, so I got satin ribbon wrap, lace wrap, the tie wrap, and then there was one more like a fishtail braid wrap, and I'll do that one too. I think the only one that I missed was something with gauze. Hi Janet. I'm not doing any twine wrapping because it seems like most people know how to twine wrap. But I can come back and do that if someone is feeling like they don't know how to do that. So I will definitely get back to that if I need to. So and if you have any wrap that I have supplies here for that you want to see, then I can certainly do that as well. So I guess we can start with like the satin one because that's kind of the most common. And it's the most annoying because it bunches no matter what you do. But I kind of have a thing I do to make that as little as possible. Hello. Okay, so for my satin I have just silver. Again, this is not going with the bouquet that I'm actually wrapping. It's just what I have to practice on. Hi, Sheena. And then for this one, I'm going to use, they're actually boutonniere pins, corsage pins, that have the pearl on the end. So I'm going to show you how to put pearls in them and do it that way. Okay, so I'm going to start. I know there's not a lot of people on, but eventually I have to start here. So, okay, so this is a bouquet. It's a small bridesmaid. So your stems are going to be obviously thicker, but it is meant to just be a small bridesmaid. I have added fake faux greenery stems over my wires so that it looks like thicker stems, if you can see. So yeah, so we have these bridesmaids that I'm going to be doing. Again, please do not tune in the middle of this and think that I'm thinking I'm matching this. So, okay, so I've already covered my wires. Again, I just use filler and then I save the stems and I cut the stems and I shove them up in there and then cover it with greenery and it looks like stems. Okay, so I'm gonna do the satin first. Now, it's bunches on my way down, so don't get nervous because I have a system to cover up all the bumps, okay? So let me see if I can get a really good angle of this. I'm gonna try to like build it, I'm gonna try to wrap it like towards you, okay, so that you can see it. I'm going to just put a dot of hot glue at the top and I'm going to lay my ribbon in it. I start at the top. For satin ribbon, some things I don't start at the top. Most of the stuff I do, but I'm gonna start at the top and I'm gonna wrap this. Now, I feel like I need to like rotate myself. So if you can't see it, tell me, but let me see if I can wrap it on the side like this so it's facing you. Okay, so basically we're just gonna start. I always go once around it, like straight across. And then we're just gonna start wrapping down the way. Now again, you can see that it's a little bunchy, but I have a way to fix that. So just follow along, okay? You're gonna go diagonally down, and you're gonna make sure that you're pulling really tight when you're doing it, okay? And if anyone has any questions while I'm doing it, please stop me. Okay, so I'm just gonna get to where I wanna stop. Now you have to decide if you wanna cover your full stem or if you're wanting to leave like the bottoms out. I'm just gonna cut it because it rolls if I don't. Except these scissors are not really cutting very well. It's because I don't have really great scissors at my table right here right now, so it's gonna have a frayed edge for now. Okay, so keep going. Again, I'm not really so worried right now about any bumps in it, although I'm trying not to get bumps in it, but you know, that just happens sometimes. But okay, so when you start pulling, when it gets narrower, in spots that gets narrower, that's where it bunches. So we're just gonna go down. We're not gonna like worry so much about what this looks like yet. Okay, so I'm gonna make sure that I tightly wrap it. Let's say that's where I wanna go to. So I wanna have some ends coming out of this. And then what I do is I go scoop back up, okay? So I'm gonna take it and nice and tight. And now these are gonna be nice long ones, okay? And I'm going to go back over. And then it's not bumpy because your bumps are underneath, but this is really nice and smooth. Now my scissors are really garbage. I probably should get up and get good scissors, but let me get up and get good scissors real fast, okay? Because this will be annoying if it's not. I'm coming back, I swear. I promise I'm coming. Or not. People are gonna get on the video and think, where'd she go? But hold on, coming back. Okay. Sharper scissors. Okay. What's genius, Stacy? The fact that I have cracked scissors here, or that I went back around? Yeah, so I always go back up. Oh, good. I'm glad that helps. Okay, so now I'm gonna cut it. See if these scissors are any better. Maybe it's the ribbon that's kind of the problem, but I would use nice scissors, but I didn't realize these weren't. So then I'm just gonna hot glue. Again, I would make sure my edges are nice, but for the sake of this tutorial, this is what it looks like. Okay, and you can see how smooth that is. There's no ridging, bumping. Again, my edge, don't ignore my frayed edge, but I would use a nice scissor and I would make it look nice on the end. But as you can see, it's nice and smooth. Okay, now we're gonna add some pearls to this one, and I'm just gonna go straight down in a line. And this is how I add pearls. I don't glue pearls onto the ribbon because, for a few reasons. First of all, it could just like peel off, you know, and you don't want that to happen like in the middle and you're getting pictures of your bouquet and then your finger hits a pearl and it goes flying. It's like, so don't glue your pearls or whatever you put down on it. Instead, get something, a pin that has the end of what you want. Okay, so I'm gonna, can you see that if I lay that here? Can you see that? I can't see what you see because I've got comments, but let me get a few pins out. So I'm gonna do probably like 5. Okay. Thanks, Victoria. Okay, so we're gonna go down with the pearls in a straight line. And if you did have any bunches, you know, using pearl pins could cover some of that. But again, if you went back up, you should be pretty smooth. I mean, you can see it's really smooth. There's no bumps. I mean, you can see where the stems are, but it's not like bumped. Okay, so what I do is, obviously you can't use this really long pin because it'll go through the back and go through your bride's finger, and that would be really bad. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna cut the pins down so that they're short enough that they don't go through. So let me show you. Okay, so make sure you don't lose these points, because you know what happened once for me? Yeah, I dropped one and it went through my foot and I couldn't get it out. So don't do that. But now I have a short little, I also got glue on my thumb, hold on. Okay, so it's short, it can't go through. And I'm gonna find my top where I want my top to be, and I'm just gonna pierce it right through my ribbon, which some ribbon it's harder because it's thicker. So you're gonna have to like maneuver it, and you might even need to like start it with a pointy one. So let me just do that. I'm gonna start it with a pointy one, and then I'm gonna put my dull one in. Okay, because when you clip it, if you've got really thick ribbon, which this one is pretty thick, you're gonna just stick the hole in first, then you can shove your like stubby one in. Okay, so I'm gonna cut the next one. And these you're gonna wanna make sure they're spaced evenly as well. So can you see? Can you see? Okay. I'm just gonna go on each line actually. So I'm gonna make my hole with this pointy one. Again, not so easy when you're doing a thick ribbon. I just don't want to push it hard and it go through my fingers, so. Anyone who knows me, I have this like weird thing about pins. They like give me the heebie-jeebies. I don't like to like handle pins, so I get like nervous they're gonna shoot through my hand. So let me just, I'm scared that it's gonna go through my hand, but. So again, this might not be the easiest way to put a pearl on. You might think just gluing it, but I'm always afraid that will come loose. All right, well, this is a very, very, very thick ribbon now that we've double done it. So just takes like some wiggling, okay? And I'm not gonna even waste time going through all of these, but you're gonna get the idea. Just need to make it a little bit shorter. I mean, it's such a small little thing that it's kind of hard to do that, but yeah, that might work. Okay, like I don't like to do the pins. I have like this irrational fear that it's going to attack me and make me bleed. But so usually I try to get Jill to do my pearls because again, I have some irrational fear that they're gonna like attack me or something. But anyway, I'll do one more and I'll do it on an angle and we'll see, Katie, if it works. I mean, it's so thin, I'm not really even sure. I used to not even send pins with boutonnieres because first I thought they would destroy the flowers, but I was also like, I had this fear that the bride was gonna like put her hand in her package and it was gonna like come undone, and I don't know. Okay, so we're doing it on the next one. Here we go. All right, let's see if I need to. This one went through easy. It's just too long, I think. So let me just make it a little shorter. And make sure you find where these little metal pieces go, because boy do they hurt in your foot. Because that happens to me all the time, that these things go in my feet. Okay, so you get the point, right? You can go all the way down, you can do more of them. Make sure they're straight too. So if you go on your lines, at least you'll know that they're evenly spaced, and then you can even go and fill in between. But yeah, so that's how you have a smooth handle with pearls. Okay, again, this bouquet is actually not getting this on it, but I just did it as an example. So does anyone have any questions about the satin ribbon? Actually, I'm gonna do another tutorial on this one already, so I don't waste a whole bunch of things. Okay, so does anyone have any question about how I do that and don't get bumps? So we go, anyone joining right now, we go all the way down and then back up. And that way you cover all your smudgy marks and it looks good. Okay. All right. So now we're going to do a tie, like a knot tie, like a ballerina slipper tie. Yeah, you can, Maria. And you can probably get like all different styles and stuff. So we're going to do like the ballerina slipper tie right now. I don't know if it has an official name, but that's what I'm calling it. Let me use red because it's a high contrast. So, all right, I don't want too much ribbon. Yeah, these aren't the real colors, Maria, in this. Okay, oh, for the earrings or for this? I was like, don't judge this color scheme because this is just for practice sake, okay? So can you see the bouquet well? Do I need to put it a little bit lower? Oh, wait, hold on. Is that better? You can see it, right? Okay, so now we're gonna do the ballerina slipper. I'm only half in the screen now, but that's okay. I'm going to find the middle of my ribbon, and we're gonna put a dot of hot glue and put it to the back of my satin that's already there. I'm gonna start it right at the top. Okay. You see how I started at the top? And then everything I do is going to be in the front now. Now, can you see this well? I might need to move the comments to see if you can see this. Okay. Do not want you to all miss this, how I do this. Okay. So we're going to make sure they come up nice and straight on both sides and flat. So we're going to have to make sure that it's like that. Okay. Now we are going to do a knot, and then we're going to slide it around the back. So I'm going to show you that. Okay. Just like the same way you start a tying your sneaker. Okay. Everyone got that? So you start it the same way you tie your shoes, and then you're going to do another one if you want it to be a nice tight knot in the front, which I usually do. So I'm going to make sure this is tight before I tighten the top one. Now this too, you can also put pearls at every knot spot or diamonds or whatever you're going to use. Okay, so let me just hold it towards myself for 1 second while I tighten it. It's kind of hard to do it on an angle, but okay, now I'm going to bring it down lower. See, bring it down lower and cross each other in the back. All right, everyone? Okay, so we're going to cross that one, and we're going to cross that one and come back to the front. Okay, I'm going to tie that again. We're making sure they're flat and that they don't get like rolled the wrong direction. All right, can we see this? Okay. And then I got to make sure that my knots are matching up going straight down because it'll look weird if it's lopsided. And I want to make sure that my ribbon does not get like rolled. So I'm going to double knot it and lose my whole bouquet. Okay, so see how they're lining up? You're going to want to make sure that you line up. Okay, same thing. Now we're going to take the ribbon, we're going to go in the back, and we're going to go in the back, and you're going to want to make sure that you're spacing it evenly going down as well. Okay, okay, so I'm going to put this down again. Hopefully you can see this. Come around the front. Okay, now I want to make sure that my X's are all even as I'm going down. So I want the knots to be even with each other, but I also want to make sure that the X parts are the same as well. And you have a little give, so once you tie the knot, you can kind of adjust it a little bit. Okay? I know it's like a weird color scheme here, but okay, so we're gonna go down another one. Same thing, I cross it over. Here, let me hold it like this real fast. And let me show you the back too. So the back will have X's in the same spots. Okay, if you're doing it right and even, that'll actually match as well. Okay, so we're gonna take it in the back and in the back, and then we're gonna put it in the front, and we're gonna tie our last knot. Again, I want my X's to be even too, so sometimes I gotta maneuver it just a little bit. Once I get it on, I'm gonna make this one a little bit spaced just so I can be at the end and show you how to end it off. Okay. Double knot it. I mean, it's super simple. It's not anything difficult. I think the big trick for the day is like how to get a smooth wrap by going down and then on the same piece going back up. Okay. So now, you can do two things here, guys. Some people like a bow at the bottom where it hangs down, like which would be pretty for like a recital or something. Let me just show you. Okay, so I have done it where it's a like a dance recital or something, and I wanted it to look like a ballet slipper, and then I would trim the bottoms. Okay, so you can have a bow. If you want to end it that way. But for weddings, I don't usually do that. But for little girls, sometimes it's cute. It looks like a little ballet slipper, you know? Okay, so I'm going to take my bottom piece, and I'm going to go to the back. Okay, so we see the back. And I'm going to put a dot of hot glue where I want it to end. And I'm going to lay it over. Okay? And then I'm going to put a dot of hot glue on top of it in the same spot. And I'm going to take the other one and pull it over and then seal it there. Okay, and then I'm going to cut it at the point, are these my good ones? At the point of where they met. So, when I said good ones, I mean, you know, relatively speaking, good ones. Okay. Okay, and then I would glue those nice and tight down. So there's my front. Webs. Okay. And then again, like you could put a pearl at each knot. Let me just show you. Let me just take one and I'll show you. Okay, so you're just going to use your pins, and you can pin each knot if you want to do that too. Or like, again, there's like crystal pins. There's other kinds of pins. Or earrings like we just said. But I feel like earrings, the thing about earrings, like I'm pushing really hard. Some of them might even bend. Like, I feel like maybe earrings wouldn't be strong enough. I don't know. Okay, do you see? And I could have went, this leaf is rogue. Okay. All right, and you can go all the way down if you want. You could leave it how you want. You could just do tying, depending on what you want. Okay, any questions for ballet, slipper, satin, anything with satin? Because if we're done with satin, we're gonna move on to lace and that like fish tail thing. If anyone has any questions, now's the time to ask about satin before I move on. No? Good. Okay. Let me get another one. Okay, so lace. Let's talk about lace. This is the lace I have with me now, but let me explain lace, and I will actually make sure Erica gets it, but I use one from Amazon. This was like a last minute lace situation, so I just have a piece of lace. But my favorite lace to use, because you don't ever worry about like bunching or anything like that, get elastic lace. It's called elastic lace. I will have Erica pin the item from Amazon, because you can really stretch it tight, and there's never ever a bunch. With these, sometimes you can get a bunch because they're not stretchy at all, and it's hard to pull them and shape them. Hi, Cindy Lou. Maria, I don't do anything. I was just saying I don't do peel and stick stuff, because sweaty hands and passing it from bridesmaids and the photographer touching it, I'm just afraid that would come out. So I sometimes pin the pearl in and then do a dot of hot glue just to double do it, because your hand is like all over it. But anyway, back to lace. So use elastic lace, okay guys? I'm not using it for right now, just for the sake of this, and this is what I have on me. But I use elastic lace most of the time, because you get a really nice tight pull. Like, you can really pull it tight, and it never ever bunches. But let's just use this for now. I don't need this long of a piece. And then we're going to, actually, let me show you 2 ways to use the lace, okay? So some people just want the one strip of lace. That's why I got the scalloped edges. It's pretty. So if you were doing it where you just wanted, let me just glue it and I'll show it to you, where you just wanted one straight piece across, where you're not going like down or anything, which for this thick of a lace, you don't have to go down and around. You're just gonna make sure you match it up when you spin it around so that your scalloped edges are at least close to each other. And I do it like, I do a bunch of layers because I like it to be a solid, solid piece as opposed to having the stems behind it. Okay, and then I'll just run a glue. And this is where you kind of burn yourself because you got to run your finger through it. But, and then I'm going to seal the edge. Don't try that at home because it's burning hot. But okay, so you could have just one piece of lace that thickness if that's the look that you're going for, and you can get a thinner one if you're wanting it to be like a thinner handle strap. And these are actually so short because these are my size small bridesmaids that really to go all the way down would be almost impossible with this thickness of a lace. But my elastic lace is thinner this way. It's not as wide. So you will be able to go down and around. And again, some people want the whole thing covered. And if you want the whole thing covered, so what I usually do too, guys, maybe I'll show you this, but I would take a piece like this, okay, and wrap the bottom like that and fold it under before I wrap anything. And then you can go around, I'm just gonna make believe I did that, but then you can go around and wrap it and your bottom is covered too. Did you want me to show you that, or does that make sense without me having to do it? I don't mind doing it, but yeah, Sheena, a lot of us use the stems too, but I don't really have any feelings in my fingertips these days. But so does anyone want me to show you what I would do if I wanted to cover the bottom, or did that make sense? My little quick show. So again, if I'm covering the whole thing, I would do that actually first. I would take my piece first and I just put a piece on it. Of course, I would cut this here and then I fold it in. And then let's say this is not connected. Then I would take this and I would start the wrapping. Oh no, Lisa. Sorry. Yesterday I was doing a tutorial on colors, Lisa. Did you catch my tutorial on colors and how to pick wedding colors? That's what I was doing yesterday. But someone said they wanted bouquet handles and I thought now would be a time to jump on because once this week starts, it's going to be crazy. All right, so we're good? Makes sense. Okay, now I'm gonna use this color just for the sake, again, doesn't match, but I'm gonna do that like fishtail thing. Now you really could use a little thicker than this. Oh, Crystal, really? Are you just saying that? I just put it away. I'm not gonna show you. If you don't get it, I'll come back again tomorrow and I'll show you. Really? Crystal? I'm not doing it, so. All right, let me shorten this. I think you get it, right? You can do it with the satin too. I'll show you too. Wait, hold on. So if it was satin on the bottom, if you were wrapping it in satin, you would do the same thing where you take your satin and you go like this. And then I take another piece and I put it this way so that the bottom is covered. And then I take it and I wrap it so that the bottom is covered in the same thing. Okay. She's in timeout, okay, you're right. Crystal, don't ask more questions. My admins aren't supposed to ask extra time questions. Okay, so let's do the little tie. Let's see. I want to make sure this is in your view. Okay, finding the center. I'm going to put a drop of hot glue and start it the same way as my other one that I did a knot tie. Oh, I did show it. Well, I showed it a couple times actually. But, Okay, let me see if I gotta angle my body, so be right back with my face, but okay. So, all right, I gotta hold it to my face for 1 second, okay? Now, all right, let me see how I can show you, wait. Oh, but Lisa, go watch it anyway, because it's good to know your color things. All right, let me see if I can, I'm going to make you like over my shoulder for 1 second, okay? Because I can't do it backwards for some reason. Okay, so I'm going to take it, and I'm going to twist them twice. Did you see that? Or are we good? And then we're going to come back. Now, if you're wanting it to just look like a braid and you don't want to see something underneath it, like right now we have white underneath it, you would just cover it first with the blue satin and then go over it with the same color. Okay, so we're going to do twisting it twice. Okay, now if you feel like it's moving a lot, you can just hot glue those knots in place. Okay, you're going to come back around and switch, and you're going to just go 1, 2. Okay, and you're going to keep going down. It's really hard for me to do this like sideways, backwards, but, and you can pull them closer. So the one that she had shown was super close, and you just have to be careful. I can't really do it and hold it out at the same time, but you just keep them super duper close to each other while you're going down. But again, if you're wanting it to look like a solid color and just have the little braids in it, then you can certainly wrap it with the same color first. And you can even wrap it with a thicker but the same color, because usually when you go into the ribbon section, it's the same colors. So again, let me show you how I do it from the side, because it's just easier. So I just twist it twice. And then again, I'm going to make sure that they're close to each other if I want to get that really tight braid look. All right, I know you can't see it right now, but you can at least see my hands doing it. And this one, again, the illusion of a braid is if you're using the same color in the background, it looks more like a braid. So you can go down. Again, I can just keep pulling these up, but I can't do that and be at this weird angle at the same time. So you just keep sliding them up and you keep going. And you can put glue every so often to hold them. See how tight like these ones are? So you can just, I can actually shimmy it up right now and show you what I mean. Okay, so you're gonna like do the knot and then slide it up. And then see how the back is almost solid. But again, I would just keep pulling these up until they meet each other. But it's really hard for me to do this on a weird angle. So, okay. So this one actually, these bouquets are actually going to keep the lace. So that's what this one's going to have in real life. So I'm going to leave that for that. And I can actually offer her pearls even with just the lace. And yeah, and like with the lace too, you can't really see where you started or ended. So that's nice as well. So do we have any more questions? I smelled it like it's real, but it kind of stinks. Any other ones? No? Okay, then we will see you later. And if you have any questions, you can write it in the replay or the comments, and then that's it. Alrighty, talk to you later.